I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, so in the last video, you may have noticed that on our first playtest game of Black Hole, all of the displays vanished. So that night, we, what did we do? Checked the related fuse on the fuse panel, reseated a whole crap ton of connectors, pondered in our brains for a long time. Ray had a passing comment, is there a fuse on the new P180 all-in-one board? And I said, I do not know. I think I've made a post in Pinball Repair Help Group. Yeah, I did. And actually, I'm going to give a shout out to Justin Greenfield. He reached out to me and he has the same setup on his Black Hole. And he's been advising me on, he had a similar issue. Actually, he was, what was it? He was first reaching out to me about like my attract mode weirdness. And then I was mentioning that all my displays went out, and I think he said he had the exact same issue, and that there is a fuse on the board, and that replacing all of the C1 capacitors on all the displays, let's see, part C3 on player type displays and C1 on the credit display, basically replacing all the caps on the displays themselves to get them back into spec, because the Pascal board is sensitive to display voltage. So if you have a display that is a little bit, sucking too much voltage, apparently that blows the fuse on the Pascal board. So I think we know the problem. There's got to be one display that is causing the fuse on the Pascal board to blow. So it took me a bit, but I was searching around just to contact Pascal to find out like what exactly are the fuse types, in case I need to order some. Although I knew that the board did come with some spare parts, and I thought I saw a little fuse in there, but these are not normal fuses. These are called radial fuses, and they don't have two ends. They only have one end, and you just kind of push it in, two legs. It kind of looks like a capacitor, really. That looks like Pascal there. I've never really known what he looks like, but there he is. So I clicked on this page to open up a link where I think it was the contact page, which took me to this page. And then I think I went to Troubleshooting Technical here. Oh, let's go back here. Which took me to this page. And ended up on this page here. But yeah, this is the technical page. I found some very pertinent information. All my displays are off or went off during a game. What should I do? And it says here all the displays are powered by a 60-volt power supply, which is protected by a little cylindrical fuse, brown or black, on a socket just right of the connector. If the fuse burnt, it's because one of the displays is dead or consuming too much power. Well, we're pretty sure that all my displays are working, but I did notice the bottom right one, if you watch in the previous video, player 4, it looked a little brighter than the others, and I noted that in my brain, but didn't really think too much of it. Now I'm thinking more of it, obviously. So a replacement fuse was delivered with each board, and since I bought 2 boards, I have extra fuses, and I'll show you soon, but yeah, keep that in mind, in a little zipped bag. But we need to find the culprit display before replacing it. To check the displays, it would be better to have another working game nearby, which I do not. First, turn the game off, disconnect A2, P3, A1, J2, A1, J3 from the CPU, and disconnect all the displays. Then a basic check is to probe capacitor C1 on each display one at a time with your multimeter. disconnect all of the displays. Okay, so we're going to be testing the capacitors with the power off. See if the resistance is higher than 2000 ohms, I guess. If lower, one of the UDN 6118 chips is likely to be damaged. If higher, the display is probably good, but it is not a thorough test. Okay, next, reconnect. From the CPU. Reconnect from the CPU with the game off. Then replace the fuse. Then plug in one display at a time. Turn the game on. Check whether the 60-volt LED is still lit on the board, which is nice. So basically, unplug every display except for one. Well, replace the fuse. Then have one display. Turn on the machine. Well, check the capacitor first. Turn on the machine and see if the 60-volt light is good. If it's not good, then that means the fuse probably blew. If yes, turn the game off, disconnect the display that you just tested, connect the next display, turn game on, check 60 volts, and so on. So that's what we're going to do. Always turn the game off. Oh, someone's at my door. Okay, that was Amazon. Nothing pinball related though. Okay, so anyway, I've got the troubleshooting steps I need to do. And okay, let's just go down. Oh wait, no, one more thing. So I finally found the contact page, and I'm gonna send this off to Pascal. Here we go. Hi there, I purchased two P180 boards a while ago and finally installed one recently when the game, Black Hole, is in attract mode. After 3 or 4 minutes, the tilt relay activates, tilt light comes on the back box, and all of the general illumination and controlled lamps on the playfield turn off and stay off until the game is started. Is this normal? Thanks, Mike. Send. We'll see what the reply is. So, I feel like it's a good chance it's, I don't know, just some protective programming. Less heat is always better with the game is just sitting there in attract mode, right? Okay, so I went and looked in my little baggie that came with the board, and look what I found. 2 more fuses. So, since I bought 2 boards, I have 4 fuses I can blow up. So that's pretty freaking sweet. And I will show you, did I put my board away or did I still have it kind of out? Okay, let's take a look here. This is my other all-in-one CPU, but I figured if I'm going to order one, I might as well order 2, because then I save on shipping a little bit. Here we go. So this is the location of the fuse right here, this little guy. Can we read that? It says, oh wait, we need light. F125 milliamp 250 volt. So F125 250. And I'm pretty sure that's what these are, because apparently there are 2 different fuse ratings depending on which version it is. Let's take this out of the bag. Did I zip it? Yes, I did. And some extra components there too. What kind of transistor is this anyway? Is a don't know what that is. But let's see, what do we got here? T125 milliamp 250 volt. The other one was F125. I don't know what the difference between T and F is, and that's a T as well. Okay. Strange. If those fuses there are hold on 1 second. This is what's in this board. What is it? F125 Huh. Okay, so that's an F125 and the other one is a T. I don't know that that matters much. And these were F, right? These are F. No, these are T's. Okay, so the ones in both boards are F's and the spares are T's. Why that is, we don't know. But where's my little baggie for this guy? Or, oh, I got one baggie for both boards? No. Is that true? I thought I would have had two baggies, one for each board, right? So I got one baggie that's supposed to do both boards? Ugh, so I thought I had more sparesies. Okay, but I think that, do you see this white socket here? That is the socket for the fuse. Do we see any other sockets like that? Any other components like that? No, we do not. So that means that those are that's the only fuse. So if they sent replacement fuses, those have to work. Otherwise, nothing would make sense in life. So I guess I only have two fuses I can afford to blow up. Unless I borrowed this one. I could totally borrow this one. So I have three. And then if I have to order some more from Pascal, then I will. And then those three will get me through until if I blow all three. But I don't think that I'm going to do that. So what I'd like to do is, oh, here, we got some sample displays right here. So I should, so I'm going to guess this is the capacitor C1. Now, we're not going to really know that for sure, except for, well, that looks like it could be a capacitor, and that could be 2. But I'm going to guess this is C1. We could probably find that out very easily. Without losing components, though, is the trick. Okay, let's put this all over here. Okay, my work table here is a little cluttered. All we need to do is find the schematic for the display, which should be close by. All right. We got sound, speech, power supply. I think that I was sent maybe in Facebook. Maybe that guy sent me a schematic of the display. Where are we? I feel like okay, here we go. 4-digit display, 6-digit display, page 37. Did I miss it? Was I blind? Oh, look at this. It was in the fold out. Bing. Okay, here we go. Ah, looky. Okay, so there is C1 there, which is this guy. But Buddy was telling me to change, shit, I have to go check that information again. Was telling me to change all the C3 caps. Pascal is saying it's a C1 cap. So I would like to, okay, we're going to do one more thing here. We're going to get my multimeter. Try and one-hand this. And we can, like, kind of just for fun, test this cap. I don't know if I can do it one-handed, though. He said put it in, what was it? What was that? Capacitance? Ohms, right? It said 2,000 ohms, but this is auto ranging, so that's what we want, right? I'm going to have to double check. Or is it diode function? Or I think that's the function I want, ohms. Okay, so let's measure and see. So I've got that on there, and my multimeter says OL, so that's not good. I know this is, there we go. Now you can see. Okay. 2.2. Okay, so I think that might be a little high. Now, is C1 and C2? Yeah, they're both the same. C1 and C2 are 0.1 microfarad. So this should, in theory, read the same. Ish. Should be lower, I think, technically. Now, capacitors, they didn't matter which lead is on what, right? Isn't that true? Oh wait, no, that is not true. There is a positive and negative, so ignore that. I knew that. Just kidding. Okay, this gives me a reading of open. Oh wait, here we go. Come on. Alright, anyway, you get the point. What I'm going to do is compare all these, at least C1 capacitors on my displays, and see if one measures a little bit more out of spec than the other, and then I'll report the results. Okay, check this out. This is what I've found out. I'm pretty sure that actually I had that on the wrong reading. I'm pretty sure this symbol here is capacitance, because it even says MF right there, right? So microfarads. Watch out. My opinion. I forget always how to say your name. It's probably very simple, but something my opinion, me, something or other. Shout out to you, and beware of the microfarads. You know what I'm talking about, and stay safe, my friend. Okay, so these are random displays here, and this, can you see? Can you see? Yeah, you can see pretty good. I can zoom in maybe a little better. All right, let's do that. Okay, you can see everything right there perfectly. Okay, here is C1, C2, I believe. That's 1.7. And this is C1 right here. 1.7, okay? So I think that's like basically 1700 microfarads. Right now NF is reading nanofarads. So that's basically 1200 microfarads, I believe. 1.2, 1200, whatever, something like that. I think it just needs to be under 2000 is what it sounded like. Okay, so this is 1.6, 1.6. These are all seemingly within spec, okay? 1.5, 1.5. Okay, so what I did was removed the player 4 display that I thought was a little bright. And if you look closely, look at the yellowing around the capacitors there. Yeah, note that, okay? Now, I'm going to see if I can get a reading here on the front side. 1.5. Ah, shit, that's good. That's a good reading. And this is also good. Ah, shit. I thought I wasn't getting a good reading on there. But what I am going to point out is this. That is, I'm surprised I even installed this display. Clearly, it's been subject to a water, because some of these boards I heard were in a flood. This must be one of them. So, I think that there's a good chance that this is my issue. I'm still probably going to go systematically and, you know, check that 60 volts every time I plug in a single display. See if any single display blows a fuse. So that means I'm going to have to lift up the playfield, disconnect the the lower playfield display. Gonna have to remove the apron, disconnect that display, because there's 6 displays. So this is basically pretty much, well, I guess it's not garbage. Components can be replaced. Really, all these could be replaced with, you know what? Let's see. I think I actually just threw out a display recently. Let's see. Yeah, check this out. This display, I just pulled out of my trash. See the white dots? That means that it is bad. But doesn't mean these components are bad. And it doesn't look too deplorable. So I could borrow these UDN chips, install just the very few components, and then this one would be good to go. So I shall put these two together, maybe put an elastic around them, and then I can maybe put a note to myself that one bad display can fix that and turn it into one good display. Okay, so there's that. So definitely feel like I might be onto something, even though those caps read okay, that display looked like a piece of poop. So I'm going to change the fuse and disconnect some displays. Okay, so I have checked all the displays in the back box. They all actually read fine if I'm doing shit right, which I probably am not. Because I reread the Pascal thing. It says put your meter on ohms, 2000 ohms. Well, I put it on ohms and I don't know, it doesn't seem to work. So I'm put it on capacitance, and that's what I was reading, and that seems to make sense to me, but I still don't really know. Anyway, I pulled out the fuse, and let's test the good one here. This is a good one. Let's see what happens. See if we get a little beep. Okay, we got a beep. Now, if this beeps, then I will be actually very sad, because then I will have to chase an entire new trail, possibly. Dead fuse. Okay. Finally, and officially, found the issue. I was pretty sure that was going to be the case. So this is bad. So I'm going to pop in the new fuse and then start systematically checking stuff out, and I'll show you. Alright, I'm going to do what's called a bit of a lazy gamble. I've disconnected these displays, and these are still connected right here and right here. And I have installed the new fuse right here. And let's see, where is this 60 volt LED? That's what we need to know next. Okay, do we have light? No, we do not have light. Okay, so there's an LED. That doesn't look like it. That doesn't look like it. CPU. These are LEDs, these little triangle guys. These little... Oh, look. That says 60 volt, test point 4, 42 volt, test point 7, 8 volt, test point 8. I love how these boards are printed with all the information you need, pretty much. So I believe that yellow LED is what we want to be on. If I turn on, there's another yellow LED here. What does that say? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the machine. In theory, I'm supposed to do one display at a time. So this is 2 displays at one time, and we're going to see what happens. Now, there is stuff pertaining to disconnecting connectors and reconnecting connectors. I should almost go reread that. Okay, actually, I'm going to do that just for fun. I'll be right back. It's pretty ominous out here. The storm is coming. Return to your home. Okay, I decided not to be lazy. I disconnected this display. And it looks to be in good shape overall. I think I've concluded that all of my testing is probably just complete waste, and I did it all wrong. Because it's not the way that Pascal says to test it. I mean, he doesn't say disconnect the displays. He only says disconnect those three connectors. So maybe they have to be plugged in order to test the capacitor properly. I don't know. But I'm going to do the one display at a time thing right now. Alright, so only display connected right now is the credit display. I'm going to turn on the machine and hope to see that. And hope to not blow a new fuse. Hey. That's interesting. There we go. Not exactly what I'm expecting to be seeing, but that's weird. Why is it all weird like that? Well, let's take a look at the indicator here. 60 and 42 volt LED is on and fine. I did reseat these connectors. Maybe that caused the glitch in the displays that I'm seeing right now, because that does not look normal. 99 seems fine. That does not seem fine. Anyway, that apparently might be a whole nother issue, but I'm going to start plugging in displays. We'll see what happens. I'm starting to think that might be actually normal. I don't know why, but I did see when it is booting up, I think it just said 80, so I think this might be okay. I'm systematically going through the displays. One left to go. The suspect. Oh, I haven't done this one yet. Getting some weird call from some weird 984 number. I'll be right back. Okay, so that weird phone call was my sister calling from Mexico from a number I hadn't seen before, and I guess Hurricane Nora hit them yesterday, but they are okay. She's okay. She's out of power and water still, but yeah, so there's that. Hey, you know what? Okay, let's go back to this. I forgot to reconnect this, but okay, I've got 4 displays in the back box. Let's turn it on and hope for the best. Check this LED. Appears to be good. All our displays there are good. This is a display that I pulled out of my good pile. And I grabbed like the cleanest one I could find. It looks a little flickery. They all do. But let's stand back here. Does it look any brighter than any of the others? It kind of almost does, doesn't it? So, is it me just hallucinating that it seems brighter? Probably is. Okay, so I got one more display to plug in, and you know, maybe if the fuse blows when I plug that in, then we know for certain. Otherwise, we don't really know until the fuse blows again, right? And then I'll have to just double check on this, probably when I hit start. Let's just hit start right now. Oh! That is definitely not correct. Oh! Oh no, we're all good. Okay, I got scared. I looked up and didn't see any displays, but that is only supposed to be player 1. Okay. I'm going to replace this display and then connect this and see what happens. Okay, I think I figured out what's going on. I think I've got the bottom right segments are locked on this display, so that is what is happening, I believe. Those segments never turn off. You know, they're supposed to be on there, but there. You saw when I booted up. So that's either going to be the display or the connector or a connector. That bottom right display look brighter? I don't know, I think it does. I don't like it. Alright, check this out. There's the old display. I reseated the connector on it, and the segments were still locking on. I'll turn off the flash there, but so for whatever reason those segments locked on. Maybe that was enough to cause the fuse to blow when that happened. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, look, that bottom right display, does it look as bright still? Oh, I swear I'm hallucinating. I can't tell, but nah, yeah, I think it does. Just a smidge. But I've charged all these displays, so they have various different charges, and who knows. Anyway, I think, as you can see, all 6 displays are now working perfectly. The question is, will they stay working perfectly? Will the fuse blow again? So I think we've made some progress here. For whatever reason we blew a fuse. Now we know what it is, why it is, how to kind of work on it and diagnose it. I don't think I tested any of the displays properly with the multimeter there. But the end result is good. So I think that'll be the end of this video. It's probably not all that exciting. At least there was some results at the end, but thanks for, you know, if you made it this far on this video, then you're a trooper, because it's probably fairly dry, but, you know, fudging black hole can be like that.